Hello, Cameron Brain, CEO and co-founder of Everyone Social with the Social at Scale podcast. Thank you for being with me. On this episode, I want to talk about job posts and sharing job posts to social. So one of the hottest use cases of Everyone Social amongst our clients is to support their employer branding and recruiting efforts. If you're not familiar, employer branding is basically marketing for recruiting, for recruiters. So whereas your marketing content is really about targeting your prospective buyer and, getting them to a place where they're going to buy your product or service, employer branding is about targeting prospective hires and helping to communicate, why your company is so great, why they would want to work there, values, experiences, everything that makes up your organization, its culture, why it's unique, etc. And a lot of times I think there's a tendency when it comes to employee advocacy programs to overthink things a little bit, which is an easy thing to do when you're talking about a distributed system, right? Where trust is critical. And what I mean by that is when you're activating your employees as influencers, you're talking about hundreds or maybe thousands or even tens of thousands of people sharing content and information on an independent basis. And certainly some level of control is needed, but also a lot of trust is needed, because if you want to control the whole thing, it's ultimately not going to work, right? We have to trust in our people to do the right thing, to do it well, and to, affect a positive result for our organization. Job posts, I think, are an interesting example. I was recently having a conversation with someone who runs an employer branding program at another company, and not an Everyone Social client. And they were saying, well, we don't really want, our people just to share our job postings, right? We wouldn't want someone to post a job posting with the message, something as simple as, our company has a new role. This is a great place to work. Hit me up if you'd like more information. We don't want them doing stuff like that. We want, we'd want a more kind of nuanced, values focused message. Or honestly, I wasn't even entirely sure kind of what they were proposing. And I think we get to see a lot of data. We get to see qualitative and quantitative information just because of the clients that we work with. And we have clients in the kind of hundreds of employees who are using Everyone Social for employer branding. And we have one of the world's, actually two of the world's top three largest organizations, each with over 1 million employees, using Everyone Social for employer branding and recruiting. So we've got a lot of data, a lot of stuff to look at. And I can unequivocally say that sharing job postings is a good thing. And it doesn't need to be complicated or overly thought out. And part of the reason why we know that is that simply sharing job postings, those shares perform very, very well. And the reasons are twofold. One, they reflect very positively on the person who's sharing it, right? Unlike just a simple piece of content, a blog post, a press release, a product announcement, or anything else that an employee influencer may be sharing, a job is, has real value. It has potential dollars and opportunity attached to it. And, it's something that they're in a unique position to share because they're already on the inside. They're already in that company. And so it's something that we know people love to share. They feel good about sharing, and that their networks receive really, really well in a very positive manner. And we know that because the engagements, the clicks, the results, the ROI on job posts that are shared by our clients' users perform really, really well. People like to know what opportunities are available, and getting your people to help promote your company's job openings to their networks is a fantastic and cost-efficient way to, get the word out there and, fill those roles as quickly as possible, which of course is exactly what your recruiting team wants to do. So just a little bit of an anecdote. Again, sharing job postings is not kind of the only area where sometimes we see folks overthinking kind of what the strategy or what the approach needs to be. And as we discussed in another episode of this podcast, fundamentally it comes just down to, trust in your people. If someone feels excited about sharing an open job role to their social network, by all means, you should let them do that. And, maybe the message won't be as perfect as, the smartest person in your marketing department would like to see it. But, the fact of the matter is that employee did it. And it's very likely going to be positively received by their network. And some opportunities, some candidates may arrive as a result. So, small story about job postings and sharing on social and employer branding.